Sukuna's eyes bulge out, witnessing the return of Gojo. It's that Rika ate Kenjaku's brain so Yuta can transplant his own brain into Gojo's corpse. What? However, after seeing the stitches, he quickly realized what Yuta had done. He had completely taken over Gojo's corpse using Kenjaku's technique, and Gege, he did an amazing job of portraying Yuta's expression on his sensei. This leads to Sukuna laughing as he apologizes that he wasn't familiar with Yuta's game and he didn't know he was capable of going so far. After all, Sukuna lives for Jujutsu, and Gojo was the one person he said to never forget for as long as he's alive. Having a second bout with him is a dream come true. Now, a lot of you may not be happy with this twist, or may even think it's an ass pull, but in my opinion, and the proof I'm going to provide, it's far from it. It's actually peak. For example, Kenjaku stated back in chapter 90 that Yuta could not become the next Gojo Satoru, but now he literally became that by throwing away his humanity just like Sukuna would. This isn't the only instance that Yuta was referred to as Gojo. It happens many times in the story, like when Yuji mistakes him for Gojo due to his cursed energy in chapter 139. This is the final contingency plan that the sorcerers had cooked. We go back in time to see all the students claim this idea is horrible, and Maki completely opposes it. However, Hakairi intervenes to say that this should only happen when everyone is wiped out and they have no other option left. Basically, by eating Kenjaku's head, Rika allowed Yuta to copy his brain hopping technique. Panda claims this would increase their chances of victory by quite a lot. Not just because of the surprise element, but also because Yuta would have access to Gojo's technique and all the memories of his fight with Sukuna. And since Sukuna was stated to have curse energy reserves equal to Yuta now, they would be on a level playing field, except Yuta's domain expansion skills would be even better. Yuta knows the ins and outs of how to deal with Sukuna's open domain, thanks to watching the fight. Plus, targeting a person was something even Gojo could not do, as evident through the Shibuya incident. And in chapter 250, Sukuna was impressed by their training. He states, this domain itself, its short hair effect is narrowed to apply only to me. And so, Yuji and Todo could support in this next clash. Let's go! Like, if Sukuna is calling Yuta's barrier technique sophisticated, with 6 eyes, this will skyrocket insanely, making him the biggest threat in the world for 5 minutes. However, Kusakabe and the others try to think of an alternative, suggesting that Yuta should copy Limitless or 6 eyes instead. But Shoko turned these ideas down. Limitless is of no use without the efficiency of 6 eyes, but that too was impossible to copy because it's part of Gojo's body, not a technique in itself. Moreover, the next question was that since Yuta could only use copy for 5 minutes, what would happen if that time ran out? Well, Mei theorizes 3 possibilities. The first one being simple, Yuta would die.
You're joking. Not another one?
So, in the event that brain hopping requires the user to run the technique constantly, Yuta would not be able to do so and will perish. Even if brain hopping needed to be activated over time intervals, this second situation would just delay the inevitable death of Yuta. However, if this were a one-time technique, Yuta would have to live inside Gojo forever. But knowing Gege, another plot twist can occur with a 4th option. However, that's my copium talking, because none of us want to accept the fact that Yuta is going to die in 5 minutes and Gojo is gone forever, because that means the ending Gege plan that only one sorcerer would live and everyone would die by the end of this manga is coming true. So the 4th option could be the return of Kenjaku or Gojo. Like, let's be honest, Kenjaku's abrupt death left a bad taste in our mouths since he created the entire story. So what if Kenjaku did a binding vow on his technique before his death, knowing Rika is about to eat him? This would make him come back to life one last time, never being able to use his curse technique ever again, thus giving up his immortality. He did say he hates to leave so much undone, and his will would carry on. And given that Mahito claimed even if he's crushed to bits, as long as he sustains the shape of his soul, he won't die, as curse energy is controlled by my will, we can see why it would make sense. But to enjoy more peak fiction, watch this video about Rimuru and all his abilities, the actual strongest character in anime that can defeat Goku, Gojo, Sukuna, anyone you name.